Okay, folks, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. Um, go see how this goes. This is, I think, the first time I've done a live stream during a major news event, and I'm doing this deliberately with this crisis in Russia. Um, I would like to kind of focus today's comments on that. So, anyway, see how this goes. I've got the TV in the background. I've got a book that I'm browsing through. We'll see how this goes. As always, see if anyone logs in, and it goes from there. Um, until start getting traction, I'm going to just watch the news. Declan, hello. You're right there. You must have been online. So Declan, today's live stream. I don't know if you've seen the news, but it's about this crisis in Russia. So I'm going to try and hi, Carl. Yeah, you're watching it. Okay, it looks like I'm not the only one, so that's good. Maybe we could get some sort of traction with this. Um, I don't think I've done a live stream before, like I say, during an actual news event. My previous live streams have been at different times, but this is an ongoing situation. I'm watching CNN coverage, maybe channel hopping. Just show you here. I've got this, well, I've went the ads now, but I've got this on mute so I can talk to you guys. I don't know what channels you guys are watching, if it's BBC, Sky News, CNN, myself. Simply because my parents, this is actually their TV, and they tend to just focus on, they just tend to go to the news at 6. I like 24-hour coverage, being a news junkie that I am. Um, so, yeah, see if anyone else logs in here. I'm just going through the other channels briefly, seeing what they're covering. Okay, NDTV in India covers Prime Minister Modi's visit to Egypt, the big expectations. They just have it as a sub headline: Putin vows to punish. Yeah, they're covering a totally different story. Not paying as much attention to the news lately, but just seeing how you've been. Thanks, Declan. Thanks for asking. I'm okay. I'll be honest, I'm frustrated with the world of journalism. As you recall, I mentioned to you that I may follow up on a potential interview. This is a good opportunity to explain that. Basically, I'm frustrated with the world of journalism. It's very, very difficult to get the attention of editors. I'm quite frustrated by that because I believe I can write, I could do interviews, but it's like trying to get a book published. So what I'll do is I'll submit an idea to an editor of a newspaper or a publication, online or otherwise, and yeah, I'm not ruling the idea out. By the way, if you're still up for talking about the what we previously mentioned, your experience with crime. But I know it's going further back now. Maybe I totally understand if you want to move on and not talk about that. But yeah, other than that, I'm okay. Can't say things are too bad. Carl, I hear he has done it because he thinks the war is only benefiting the Russian elite, and his men are being used as cannon fodder. Yeah, I mean this is an old story, in Russian history. We can go back to the mutinies of 1917, when in that case the Russian forces felt they were being used by the Tsar and the Russian elite. There were very heavy losses for Russia in the First World War, even greater in the Russian Civil War. It's an old story in Russia. In the two Chechen wars, there was anger against the Yeltsin administration and then the Putin administration for basically young Russians being used as cannon fodder in Chechnya. And Ukraine is far, far deadlier than that. So it's not that I have any sympathy for Wagner. They're a bunch of thugs, but I mean, I wouldn't blame the Ukrainians for taking some, what's the word, schadenfreude from this, because, they've been absolutely brutalized for the last year. Now it's finally come to Russia's doorstep. I think this is similar to the 1993 case. I've just uploaded a video on this, so that's obviously an upload, so feel free to check that out. But I think you're right, Carl. I think this is a vendetta between Prigozhin, Putin. Declan, been up and down a few months. Worse was me contacting chickenpox back in April. Never had it as a child. Yes, I would be up for that though. Got busy with time coming. I'm going on holiday soon. Yeah, no worries, Declan. What I'll do is I'll let you know in advance if that happens. But it's very loose at this point. It may not go ahead. So I don't want to like mislead you. It may not go ahead because honestly, the world of journalism right now is irritating me. I feel like I can write. But to be quite honest, this channel is my main outlet right now. I'd love to have an op-ed in the newspaper. I would love that, but it's just so damn difficult to break through. So anyway, we'll keep in touch via this channel. So thanks for that, and enjoy your holiday. Chickenpox. I don't know if I've had it. I had what was it called? Shingles 2 years ago, and that was so unpleasant. It was very. It wasn't painful, just very irritating. Very heavy, like a non-stop sort of hiccuping. It was actually quite painful, uncomfortable. So I hope that's been solved. Sloth, Wagner versus Putin is a pick your poison conflict. I totally agree, Sloth. I mean, like I said in my video I uploaded on this about an hour ago, it would be easy for people, Putin critics, to be triumphalist about this. I'm not sure that we should because, I mean, I understand the Ukrainians doing that. And actually, I think the Ukrainians absolutely should take advantage of this. This is a golden opportunity for them to move in. While Putin's distracted, absolutely they should take advantage of this and reclaim their territory in Bakhmut and elsewhere, whilst the Russian forces are distracted. Um, but I totally agree. I mean, Prigozhin would be no better than Putin. In fact, he could possibly be worse. Putin's a tyrant, but Prigozhin is possibly an even more unstable figure. I think Prigozhin's like the late Russian nationalist leader Vladimir Zhirinovsky. I see similarities there. If any of you guys know that name, he was an ultra nationalist, perennial presidential candidate. Never major power, but a dangerous figure. I think Prigozhin's like that, except unlike Zhirinovsky, Prigozhin, has muscle. He has 25,000 men in arms, so he's a dangerous character. Um, France 24 is, there's rolling footage of him being interviewed right now. But yeah, I don't think the West should be too triumphalist about this because Russia's a nuclear state and a civil war in Russia could potentially be dangerous for Europe. Ray, hi Nathan, I think Putin needs to get rid of because Russia would be much better off without Putin. The man is sick and cold and twisted. Absolutely. I mean, just going back to what was saying to Sloth, the ending of Putin in itself, I think, would be a good thing. But we need to bear in mind this isn't dissidence. This isn't a people power revolution. Um, this is a mercenary, a thug, a terrorist. So it's kind of like, as Slove said, it's like pick your poison. Um, and I think on some level it would be a blow, a slap in the face to all those Putin apologists. So I think, to me, on some level, it's a bloody nose to Russia today and all those Russian mouthpieces, and that's a good thing. I do welcome that. I'll be honest, I do welcome that, but I'm not being overly triumphalist because it's history shows that when Russia is in turmoil, it's not good for the world or for Europe. Um, but who knows what will happen? I mean, it could be that the West kind of looks closely at this situation and looks at what, if Prigozhin takes over, will he be installed as a sort of military leader? I mean, this is an ongoing situation, and he's vowing to move ahead towards Moscow. It's not like this has been resolved. It's not like Putin has got control of the situation. It's literally, as we speak, this is ongoing. Um, and like I said earlier, even if Putin puts this down, which is possible, it's already, I think the damage has already been done because Putin's been seriously weakened in the eyes of his few remaining allies. Declan, never ever thought I would contract that. Was a nice experience if you had shingles. Most likely you had chickenpox as a child. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was told, and I did have chickenpox as a child. It is unpleasant. So, what channel are you guys watching? Are you watching the BBC, or I'm just channel hopping here? Right now, I'm looking at France 24. They're headlining at Wagner Group Rebellion. I'll just show you guys. We'll see. River. Um, I think the Ukrainians, I mean, it would be very, very foolish if they didn't take advantage of the situation. This could be the golden opportunity. In fact, there's Zelensky. I'll just uh, I'll just interrupt this a second, guys. I'm just going to put this on mute. Evolution of that process. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to see what the latest is. Basically, it can only end up resulting in internal conflict, and it's something that optimistic Ukrainian analysts have been predicting. Oh, that's the. I thought that was Zelensky being translated. It's their correspondent. Zelensky doesn't look happy. He looks tense. But the thing for him is he'd have to, look at the logistics of the Ukrainian forces and really, really move in. I think this is a golden opportunity it may be the only opportunity actually for Zelensky's forces, for the Ukrainians to really push hard against that Russian presence in Bakhmut and elsewhere, because it may be that some Russian troops on the ground don't even know what's happening. But one curious thing about all of this is the fact that Russian state media hasn't been locked down. This is often what would happen in a dictatorship. In an internal sort of coup type situation, there'd be heavy censorship. Apparently, it hasn't happened. That's incredible. And it makes me think that Prigozhin's forces have actually got insiders in Moscow. Apparently, he was Putin's chef. I mean, it's absurd if it wasn't so serious. He's not a young man. I think he's 61. So, Putin's 70. He's in his early 60s. So, um, I'm not sure Prigozhin's setting himself up to be sort of a puppet leader or what. Guys, I won't stay long. I really need the toilet. Or, in fact, I may just go. And if you don't mind standing by, when do you think he will take advantage of this moment? Zelensky, hopefully today. I don't think he should waste time. I think right now, if I was Zelensky, I would be looking at my logistics and getting it done. I think because things could wrap up today. This is a fast moving story. I think Zelensky should move today, not wait, move today, have a major counteroffensive with whatever they have. Um, that's going to pose a problem for Putin on two fronts, because he'll be dealing with this internal rebellion and the war in Ukraine. And I mean, the Russian military is massive. It's one of the biggest forces in the world by personnel, but I think there's a lot of disillusion in it. I mean, Russian soldiers are treated like dirt. So, with some luck, there'll be some sort of mutinies within the Russian ranks. Um, but like I say, it's pick your poison. I mean, Prigozhin's a thug, and his forces, they've tortured prisoners of war. They've been connected with atrocities in Mali, in Central African Republic, Burkina Faso. So this isn't a case of like a democratic revolution. It's one hardliner versus another. Um, I really need the toilet, lads. So I'm not going to end this live stream, but give me 2 minutes. I will be back. Meanwhile, feel free to discuss among yourselves. I encourage that. Discuss among yourselves. Declan, Slow, Frey, Carl, you guys talk among yourselves. I will be back. This is not the end of the live stream. I will be back. Hi guys, thank you for holding back. I don't like to interrupt the live stream, but I really did need to go. If this suddenly ends, by the way, it's because I'm using the front room and I don't know when the other residents, when my parents will be back. They'll want this room, so I have to end this. Um, I trust you guys are still there. I'm looking at the little icon. It says 4 people online, so scary times that we're living in. Yeah, it's dramatic for sure, especially with Russia being a nuclear state. I mean, that's why I don't think we could be too triumphalist. Does anyone really think this will be over in a day? Carl, my response: no, no, I don't think it'll be over in a day, but I think the pivotal events will happen today. That's what I meant earlier. I mean, the distance between Rostov and Moscow, I think it's about 1,000 kilometers. I'm not sure exactly. So, um, yeah, they may not reach Moscow today, but it is a fast moving situation. I would compare this to the 24th of February 2022, and my parents are back now, so I'm going to have to wrap this up, guys. The 24th of February 2022, the invasion of Ukraine. It's a pivotal day in history. I'm sorry, guys, I need to wrap this up as my parents will want this room. Hi, Nathan. I'm sure there are Russian citizens hate Putin, but they won't say because the Russian citizens will get punished. Generally, yes, but this could really throw things up in the works. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this. Thanks for logging in, and I'll do another live stream soon. And let's watch this situation, Russia, closely.